Hey, it's Tirza. Sorry, I have been MIA. Just wanted to do a quick update that I'm not completely disappearing, just missing in action for a little bit. It's been a little over a month, and honestly, I don't want to give you a whole bunch of excuses because that's all it'll sound like. Um, Pretty much, life's been a little crazy. On July 21st, my dog passed away in the house. Pretty horrific passing. So that was the beginning. I already wasn't feeling so great, where my legs were feeling heavy and swollen and painful to the touch. As per usual, nothing shows up bad on my blood work or anything like that, and they just say you're perfectly healthy. When I went to the doctor, though, my weight was up, which is something that tends to happen when my legs are like that. However, it was up quite significantly, and I wasn't too thrilled with it. I was up about 10 pounds at that point. I feel like it's probably more now. I refuse to get on the scale, though. I just don't want to see it. That's pathetic, but it is what it is. And some of it is definitely my fault because I went more on a keto based type of thing. I am an all or nothing person, and I do really well when I'm on a tight schedule. Anything that takes me off of my schedule makes me a little cuckoo. It's almost embarrassing because I'm totally aware that I am this way, and I'm an all or nothing personality. So I basically have not even exercised since July 3rd. Now I still walk all the time. I'm probably at the lowest days getting 6,000 steps, but I was getting like 22,000. I haven't been getting that many, but I'm getting between 6,000 and 13,000 still. But I just don't consider walking, especially if it's under 10, even exercise, because I've always been a big walker my whole life. I don't think it really does anything extra. But I haven't done like any of my other exercise in over a month at this point. And I'm a little upset because I was so happy that I was finally getting my little baby muscles back, and all of my progress is gone. It's just disappeared. So anyway, as I was saying, because of these little things and me not following my patterns and following my schedule, I basically undid 6 months of work. Not weight wise. I didn't undo 6 months worth, thank goodness. Because when I started in December, the very end of December, like December 26th, I think it was 221. So no, that's not where I'm at. But I'm sorry, my room is a mess. I started to do more keto. I started to grab easy things. So I started to get very cheese heavy, very keto puddings and ice creams that I make myself heavy, which then turned into Rebel ice creams, which are keto, and they weren't keto the way I was eating them, because I would do 2 to 3 pints in a day, and I would make my own whipped cream to go on top when it's already basically made from heavy whipping cream. That's why it's lower in carb than regular ice cream. So yeah, I've been a big mess. So I probably wasn't even in ketosis because, yes, a whole pint has 0 net carbs or 2 net carbs, but total carbs and then having that many of them definitely was no longer in maybe I was in low carb, because of what you can have like 150 in low carb. Maybe I was low carb, but I was no way keto or carnivore status. So I've got a lot to work on. I am almost a whole week of being very clean. I can't tell you if it's changed anything on the scale for me or not, because like I said, I saw it at the doctor's office, and then I didn't get back on the scale since then, and I probably won't. I will commit to getting on the scale October 1st, because if I haven't gotten my together by then, that's a me problem, and I can't just avoid it. And I can't just blame it on a bunch of other stuff. I just have to do the work, and it is what it is. If I'm 180, which I was at the doctor, or whatever, hopefully not more, especially by October 1st. It just is what it is. But I didn't want to just like be one of those people that I gained all the weight back. And I've done that several times where I've just disappeared, especially because like I had like 6 full months in where I was very invested in taking care of myself and doing what I needed to do. One thing I can say, since I'm 7 days back on, because I was starting to fall apart, I was having a lot more digestive issues. My legs are still kind of messed up, swollen and stuff like that. That hasn't gone away. I actually think that has more to do with the fact that I stopped doing my mini trampoline. When I do my Cellerciser, I notice that that lessens significantly. And every time that I've stopped doing the trampoline or the Cellerciser, I've had this issue with my legs and the swelling. I would say with whatever weight I've gained at this point, I would say less than half of it is probably water weight. I will probably lose, hopefully, like have a little water weight whoosh, but I'm sure the rest of it is that I've gained weight. So my husband's actually happy about it though. He likes me at this weight, but I try to tell him like, my ankles hurt again, my back hurts, and I don't even think I gained that much weight compared to other times, but it already started to hit me bad. Back, like I said, back hurting, hips hurting a little bit if I've been sitting down for too long, especially in the car. I walk funny when I get up, like I'm like 90 years old. Like I'm just like teeter-tottering, and it takes me a minute to adjust, and then I don't want to sit down again because I'm afraid I'm going to be all off balance and like uncomfortable. So, you know, I want my man to be attracted to me and all that, but I don't really like it all that much, and I don't like how I feel, so he's just gonna have to deal with it. And that's that. But there's been a lot of things going on in my life right now. Some personal problems, not so much with my relationships, but other things. And my poor little Snoop, my little killer, the biter of my feet that has sent me to the hospital several times. And you know what? He was mean sometimes, and he will come and get me, and I was on antibiotics forever because of him, but I still love that dog. I don't know. He was still my buddy regardless. And it's been over a month now since he's been gone. And yeah. But that's not even why this all started. That was just like the first like traumatic event and like a weird line of things going. I just feel like there's always something, but I don't know. I guess when I was doing well, I probably could have found a whole list of things that were going bad then too, but I didn't have to use it as an excuse for why I'm not doing good. And some of it is just because I was doing well and not cheating. I don't know that I call it cheating, but yeah, cheating, because I was not picking the best things for myself. So I did gain weight without changing anything, and that always is a mind F. And then it went from I wasn't doing anything different to then I was doing things vastly different. So hopefully this week turns into another 6 months of being back on track. I don't think I'm going to add the exercise back in just yet. My kids are about to start school again. That's been another headache. Things are just so expensive right now. I spent more money for 2 kids just for school supplies, book bags and shoes and uniforms. My one daughter doesn't even need supplies because they do everything on the iPad. She just needed the book bag and the shoes. My son, he had a long list. But I spent more money for those 2 than when I had 3 kids in school at the same time, like 10 years ago. Or no, I'm dating myself. I'm making myself really old. Not 10 years ago. When all 3 of my kids were in school at the same time, would have probably been 6 years ago? 6 or 7? Because my oldest is going to be 23. My daughter is 20. And the little one will be 16 in December. So they were all 3 in school at the same time. And now my son's birthday is coming up in very soon, September 7th. So I will buy him cake. hopefully that does not interest me at all, and I won't be tempted or anything. So we shall see.